still have your baseball cap from Patrice. He gave me one of his. He didn't really wear. I guess he wore baseball hat. Oh wait, what did? No, you know what? I gave it to. I didn't want it. I ended up giving my the family of Patrice. They handed out his hats, some of his very very special hats, and I mean, I appreciated the gesture, but I didn't want it. I did. There was something about it that was really, it bothered me a lot. Um, so I kind of left it at the show, and I believe E-Rock has it, but I'm not positive. And maybe I could ask for it back now that it's been a few years. But seeing the hat without Patrice wearing it really just kind of bummed me out. I don't need stuff to remember the people that are no longer with us. Carl, I got a few things. He bought me a Krispy Kreme hat when we did our trip to Rochester. I love that. But this is, I haven't, my birthday just passed. So I could tell this story. Like I just simply, in the end, if you really want to know the headline, I was just working with the wrong people. I mean, the show was successful and all that, of course, and a lot of people out there would be, thank God you were working with the wrong people, because the show means everything to me and it was an amazing show. Fair enough. But I now know, as an older guy going through therapy and everything else, that I was just simply with the wrong people. They wouldn't do just basic niceties that you would do for people that you're around a lot. I think was bothersome to me. Like, go see where you live. Maybe take an interest in the fact that you now have kids. Maybe try to meet them. Just basic crap. Maybe every once in a while, just a nice gesture. With that said, my birthday just passed. Carl, I was having a couple years ago. Well, no, I guess we got to go at least 3, right? I was having a who gives a crap birthday, but it was a nice birthday. Not every birthday is going to be over the top. We all know that. And Carl was incredibly busy. He was still doing my podcast, but he was also working, like, no joke, 70, 80 hours a week at La Cubana. And he called me on my birthday, and he goes, "Oh, what are you doing?" I go, "Just having a lovely birthday, man. It's chill. Kids are at school, whatever. I'm hanging with the wife." He goes, "I'll be right there." I go, "Carl, I know you're busy." And I remember that particular day, he was really busy. Something was going on. And he goes, "I'll be right there. I got something for your birthday." I'm like, "Carl, yeah, all right." He goes, "Meet me at Get Parts." I'm like, "All right." So I go to Get Parts. He had no time. I meet him there. He's like, "Let's try their hot dogs." I'm like, "All right." So we both had a hot dog, had a beer, and he wanted to make sure I was having a decent birthday. And then all of a sudden, he pulls out one of his custom-made knives that he was selling for. I just heard the number on. I was listening to an old episode of the podcast because I'm rebranding them and putting them on Facebook and YouTube, especially the early days of me and Carl. So I'm rebranding them, Ruizing with Opie and Carl. I hope you're checking out some of those episodes. And one of those, we were talking about the custom-made knife, and I think Carl was selling them for like $500-$600, something crazy. So for my birthday, he pulls one of those suckers out. He goes, "Happy birthday. I just want to make sure I acknowledge your birthday." I'm like, "But you're crazy busy." He goes, "I know I am. Let me finish this hot dog. Let me slam this shot of bourbon, and I got to get back to work." He was at Get Parts for not even an hour. Came up, did the right thing, gave me one of his custom knives. We cheers for my birthday, ate a hot dog, and he ran right back to the subway to go back to La Cubana because he was in over his head. And I talked about this recently on a live stream. In the end, the best advice you could give anyone, I mean anyone, I don't give a crap who you are, is to just show up. It's so easy to come up with excuses. So easy. This is your sermon for a Sunday. Carl had no business running up to Get Parts that day to make sure I was having a decent birthday and to give me a knife. It was important that he gave me that present on my birthday, not the next day or a week later. It's like, no, I got to do this today. And a lot of us, we all have excuses why we can't do this or that, and I'm certainly very guilty of that. I'm not going to sit here and say that I've even close to perfect. I certainly work towards being a better person every day, but in the end, enough with the excuses and just show up. That's what Carl did that day, and I cherish, cherish, cherish. So this is your favorite knife? Oh yeah, didn't someone ask that recently? I forgot about that, I guess. So Carl showed up. He just showed up. It's as simple as that in the end. Just show up. So, so besides other things from people that are no longer with us, that I cherish and I use it all the time now. At first, I didn't want to use it. I finally, I christened his knife. I think it was a couple months after he died. It was Thanksgiving, and I christened the knife that day, and it put a damn effing smile on my face. And I've been using it ever since, and taking care of it, and sharpening it, and not putting it in the dishwasher. I'm the total opposite. I treasure artifacts from past family members and friends. It's a legacy thing. It's cool that a part of them can go on in some way. Yeah, I think that's more normal than not. And I'm not opposed to it, but there was something with Patrice's hat that I was just like, I don't think it was the one that he wore for the Elephant in the Room special that I went to, but I remember being backstage and he was wearing one of those fancy hats.